Hey again, we're back. We're back to prove or disprove something that somebody put out, and I could not remember. I'm going to tell you what I thought I remembered. Someone had said, and I don't remember who it was, and it's okay. It's okay if it was you and it was a mistake. That's fine. I make mistakes. I have been known to say stuff that ended up not being true, and I had to correct myself. It happens. It's not a big deal. This is not like, ooh, something to get in an argument over or fuss about. But I wanted to see, because they said that the increased population mods, which is this towns and villages, and this is the militia, that they were affected by this Botox mod. Let me go down to the Botox mod. I'm pretty sure in the past this was not the case. The Botox mod does not affect any NPCs added by other mods, such as Ashara's Merchants. I happen to know that the girl that's added to the end, Xenia, I think her name is, she is not affected by Botox. That doesn't mean that this other isn't. That's why I downloaded it to test it. I do know that normally these girls aren't affected by Botox. However, the modder made a special mod to affect these with Botox. And that's why in my game they still have that look, because I'm using, even though they got taken down, I'm using those mods. So they don't have the vanilla appearance, they have the Botox appearance. But they had to make a special mod or adaptation to make that happen. I know that my giant girls, they're not affected by Botox, and Raven is not affected by Botox. The generic vampires and bandits. I think the bandits are not affected by Botox. It's hard to remember. They might be affected by Botox due to the way he copies them, but I'm not sure. The Forsworn is the same way. I'm not sure. I know on the vampires, because he uses certain character models such as Serana, and Sapphire and Vex, and some of those, that they are affected by Botox, or sometimes they're affected by my Serana replacer. Because I still didn't like the Botox version of Serana and her mom very much. I liked it, but it wasn't the best. That's like, I always change Uthgard and Mjall because they don't look good if you don't change them. Anyway, and these aren't affected by Botox either. They would be if I didn't replace them, but they just still don't look good. They still look awful, and Uthgard will look plumb terrible. This is the best looking Uthgard I know available, and the same for Mjall. Now this is my particular, it's just very subjective, so don't take that as me being insulting. I'm not trying to be insulting. It's just very subjective, but to me these are the best. Now if we want to see what the Jarl Elisif looks like, and if with Botox instead of Takata, we can do that. I can show you that. It really doesn't matter. The Jarl Elisif is affected by Botox, so I don't see a point in doing that. Really, I want to see if the increased population mod is actually affected. There's also something else I downloaded here. Female orcs use female animation. I may go check that out real fast. But right now, this is a test. This isn't even a spotlight. This is just a test. I want to see if... let me go up. If the increased population mods are affected by Botox. Now, the modder, the reason, in case you're wondering, the reason these are so high up is the modder says they really suggest you put it at the top of your load list. Now, my only thing to that is I never put anything above these two unless it specifically said put me above that patch. And even then, I don't know if I would do it. I don't even know if you can do it. Let's see. Nope. That patch always goes at the top. So, and I always leave cutting room floor there because I don't think it hurts anything. It is a content restoration. I suppose I could move it lower in the load order, but I like it to be there. And some mental thing on my part, you know. I'll just admit that. Okay, so there we go. We're going to try this. All the towns should have the increased population. We'll go pop around and see. I don't think they're affected by Botox, but let's go look. It could be a case where some of them are and some of them aren't. It depends. I know in the past, you would get some who were, but most weren't. But that was really not on this version of Botox. You got to remember, there was an older version of Botox that Morgan Helsing did when he went by the name Hunter Helsing or something, Dark Hunter Helsing. So so there's been some change since then. Right, there's been some change since then. So let's just go, maybe we'll go to Riverwood, which is not a big town, but it's a town that has some people. And then if that works out and we don't have any issues, maybe we'll move on. Sometimes the increased population model give me a little trouble at first, but it usually settles down. I was using it with no issues here recently, but because of the showcases and the things we're doing and conflicts are so easy to get, I decided to let it go in favor of being able to do some of the things we do now with our spotlights. So let's go down here and see. All right, so they should have, let's see, is he anybody?
Hey, you
He's
mix
militia.
potions, right?
Let's see if we can find some of the women. I could be wrong. They could be all affected by Botox now, which would be actually a good thing. Is she militia? She's a wood elf. Oh, look at that. That's not vanilla, is it?
Good morning.
No, she looks good. Okay. So that's probably not vanilla.
Yes.
Let's see, that's
New to
Gerder, so
Riverwood?
she doesn't count.
If you're looking for work, go see Hod at the mill.
Let's go see who this is. Is this one of the working people here?
What do you need?
No, it's just a Nord. Okay, so it is affected by Botox. At least that's our first indication
Yes.
here. It looks like it is. So that was definitely true. I just wanted to make sure that that was true before I don't want to say, oh yeah, that's totally true, without at least doing a test to prove it, because I would feel bad if I misled people. And in the past I could not remember if that was the way it was or not. Let's check something else out though. Pardon me for just a minute. I don't know what's up. Something about this game is glitched. I'll probably have to restart Helena at some point. These two won't go in their house. I suppose I could open the door for them and go in. It'll probably get me in trouble, though. Maybe they'll follow us in. But
You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, see? Not supposed to be here.
I'm not.
You're not supposed to be here.
You're pretty, I'll give you that. Just stay away from my husband, Alvar.
Alright, so now she's going to go in. Did they lose their key or something? That's weird. In the original version of the increased population and when it was mixed with Botox, there was a blacksmith apprentice here that was a girl that looked just like
Right behind you.
just like Nocturnal.
Riverwood's
Very good.
agreeable enough, I suppose.
Who are these people? Let's go see if they're still affected. The guys, of course, aren't affected by Botox, so I'm sorry if I'm misspeaking.
By sure. What do you want?
Oh no, she's the old woman. She's not. Anyway, so let's go to Whiterun. Now, if we have a crash or anything, don't worry about it. The way I capture video now, if we have a crash, you're going to see my desktop, and I'm going to bring Skyrim right back up, because I'm not doing the capture the old way. So, and that's why it looks better. That's why it shows better. You don't have the the video issues that I used to have because I was just capturing streams and my upload speed was not that reliable. I actually have a video capture now.
I'm right behind you.
So I can see plenty of people around. So we know we're getting the
Don't
increased
suppose you
population.
enchant my sword. That old blade can bear.
And they also, here's one thing with the increased population. Oh wait, I think he's supposed to look like that. Sometimes you get an occasional person, usually a blonde Nord, that has a face issue.
Yeah?
Now she is part of the increased population. Now you'll notice that her hair is just standard vanilla hair. I've got a little saturation mod that helps make it look a little better, but she's just vanilla. But she is part of the increased population.
I'm right behind you.
So not everybody in the
Yes?
increased population is affected by the mod, which that's what I thought. Some are, some aren't. It depends on what they based them on.
What do you need?
Need something?
See, this girl too,
I work for Bellathor.
this
the general
Nord,
good-
she has the vanilla hairstyle and the vanilla face, so she's not affected by that.
Good day.
She's wearing the hide armor, but she's not affected by it. So it's not like they're all
Come to chat
affected
with
by Botox, but some are and some aren't. See, she's not.
Yeah?
Yep, she's not affected by it. Is this Danica?
Good
No,
afternoon.
this is just a monk. Now she looks like she is affected by it. Because her face looks better. Of course, it's hard to say. Let's change her into something else and we'll see. Let's just have her put on just simple clothes and get rid of the hood.
Okay, you've talked me into it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay.
I've
She's
got your
definitely affected by
Come by
Botox.
Bellathor's shop at the market. I'm
So
sure
not
it's-
all the girls are affected by Botox.
Need something?
See, she's not either. She's not affected by it. So it's a hit or miss thing,
Well,
and it
let's try.
depends on how the increased population thing works.
I...
Well, she's interesting. We'll just let that go. Okay. So, okay, let's see. Is this...
Skyrim these days?
Yeah, this is Ysolda.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from
Wow,
Hulda.
she's wearing some nice clothes. Anyway, I think that shows what we were looking at. Some, like she,
Need something?
her lips didn't move. Some of the increased population girls are affected by Botox and some
Yes?
are not. I'm not sure how
Need
that's
something.
determined, but I like the increased population mods
I'm
myself.
right behind you.
Ripe
Yes?
But
fruit
see,
and
she's
fresh
not
vegetables
affected.
For sale. Straight from the
I-
fields and orchards of
Yeah,
Whiterun.
she's not affected at all, so. Alright, so I think that proves it. What they said is
something?
true.
What
Botox
do you
does affect the mod, but it doesn't affect every woman in
Need
the
something?
mod. You can see some of these are definitely not affected
Yes.
by Botox. Alright, well, that's okay. It does mean that their statement was basically true. Botox does affect it. It doesn't get 100% of the women, but it does affect it, so.
It took me weeks to find that.
I'm glad I took a moment to look just to see, because I didn't want to.
Wait,
I didn't
I
want to
know
say
you.
no, it doesn't, because I was like, it seemed like it did affect some
Yes?
of them, and then I didn't want to say yeah, it does, because I don't think it affects all of them. So I think I'm going to go back with just a measured response of Botox does affect some of the increased population mod people. Not all, but some. And it does a good job when it does, and when it doesn't, they still have a
Need
pretty good
something?
look. Just
So
not,
you can cast a few spells? Am I
just
supposed
not
to
as
be
good as
impressed?
Botox. See the
Fancy
card there?
yourself an alchemist, huh? Never could get the hang of
And
that.
see Claire?
Yes.
Claire actually wears that hairstyle good. She has the funky color and everything. Yeah, she looks
I
really
better
nice.
get going.
Wow. Okay.
Need something?
There's a monk with
Need
no
something.
hood. She looks like somebody. Does she look like? Well, anyway, doesn't matter.
See you around.
Sorry, I'm just
What are you
getting
looking
distracted.
at? I'm not afraid of you, you know. Even
Oh.
if you are my elf.
We should just kill you. I should.
What do you need?
Oh. Oh,
Yeah?
oh, she's got. Okay, let's see if
Take a
she's a
look.
rich merchant or not. This would be interesting. Well, 27,000. I would say that is a rich merchant. Wow, she has quite a bit of money. I don't really need to do this. We're just going to do this. All right, I'll quit. Okay. Anyway, we're standing out in a storm.
Need something.
It's not really hurting us any though.
Need something?
Oh, here we go. Every now and then,
Huh?
you will have a blonde Nord woman that looks like that. And she comes from this increased population mod. You won't see a lot of them, but you will see them from time to time.
Huh?
The best thing I can tell you to do, because I have not found a fix for it, and I just admit that, because, I mean, well, the fix is to turn that mod off, but who wants to do that? This is a good mod. If you want your towns to have lots of people, find you a good hooded, like a warlock robe with the hood.
Okay, okay. You've talked me into it.
And every time you run into them, make them wear the hood. And that at least covers it up a little bit, and that helps. That is my solution. It's kind of like putting a bag on their head, isn't it? Nonetheless, I know that sounds awful, but I'm just saying
Damn
it's
those
the
Springfield
best
stores.
solution I can
They want
find.
back the storm cloaks. They'll get what's coming to them.
Need something?
So anyway,
All right then.
these are the increased population people, and most, or not most, maybe half of the girls, or maybe most, are affected by the Botox, but some are not.
Need something?
She looks like that
All right,
girl in Solitude. That's what it is. She even has her voice. Anyway, Siri looks a little grumpy. She always looks a little grumpy,
Still here.
but I still like her. I don't know why, but I do. Oh yeah, I forgot the blacksmith thing. It's always entertaining, I guess. Anyway, that was it. This is more of a test than a spotlight on anything. So the Botox and the increased population do work together. It's not 100%. So
Divine smile on you.
I don't know what else to tell you. I think that's
Need
our
something?
that's the end of the conversation on that. It is affected, but not 100%. But it's still a big improvement. Just the fact that it is. Now, the same person also claimed that all the Imperial Agent 1992's, all of the Imperial Agent's mod girl followers are affected. And depending
Yeah.
on how he created them, and I don't know how Imperial Agent created them, that could be true. I'm not going to go download a bunch of them because it's so hard to find out where they are and stuff. The only one that I know for certain that is affected is the Jarl Elisif.
Wait,
and I
I
could
know
prove you
you.
that very easily just by going to
security in
Solitude.
Whiterun
But
is terrible.
I've already shown that
Shameful is
before,
what it
and I
is.
don't think that's a big deal. So if the Imperial Agent is creating all his girl followers the same way, then they would all be affected by Botox. But there's so many. He has so many follower mods. I'm not going to try to even look into that. I'm just going to take the viewer's word for it, and I'm going to take my own experience with the Jarl Elisif because I know she's affected. So I'm just going to take their word for it that does work that way. Does it? You'll have to find out for yourself if you like some of those mods. Anyway, thanks for watching.
What do you need?
I don't need you in my face. That's what I don't need. So anyway, yeah, have a good one. I'll catch you later.